Let's talk about which comedians we think have had a big impact on hip hop culture. We lost Charlie Murphy recently.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, of course, is a legend. Chris Rock. There's a lot of names. I'm curious, which one of them do you guys feel like really had an impact?
I'm going with Chris Rock. Chris Rock is my guy for this just because Chris Rock, if you listen to his stand-ups, he's always mirrored just culture in general, but he always had kind of a grasp on what's going on in hip-hop, and he uses that very frequently in the imagery he's trying to do. Not only that, he's worked with tons of rappers and influenced their projects, and also a lot of stuff he says, rappers build on to. We also saw Kanye work with him. I thought that was one of the great, a lot of times people get people in for albums, they want to do skits, and then it kind of sounds forced, sounds corny, and you wonder why they're there. Chris Rock on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was amazing.
It was.
And
he was amazing on Rick Ross's album.
It was amazing on Rick Ross's album.
Chris Rock, he produced and starred in the movie Top 5, which was all about people's top 5 MCs.
And unbeknownst to a lot of people, he's a huge hip hop fan. Like he really, like he almost thinks of himself and like even comedians like rappers. So just seeing Chris Rock on the list is easy for me.
Chris Rock also said to Complex that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the best hip hop album ever made.
He's smart.
He said it to Complex?
Well, it's a little bit biased. He's on it. Yeah, I think he said it on Sneaker Shopping. He said it on Sneaker Shopping.
Sneaker Shopping. He said that.
So you still...
Which means that we need him to shut the fuck up now.
No, we need him on the show.
Now that we offer that, Joe LaPuma.
I don't care if he's biased. I'm glad he's on our side. Still standing by that being a classic album.
Oh, I forgot you're on my side with that.
Of course
yeah, good.
Is that the best album ever made?
No, but
then shut the fuck up, Chris Rock. And I say that with all due respect, because you're a legend. I just talk like that. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I just talk like that. I come off fast.
Hope he catch you.
As much as I love Chris Rock, as much as I agree with everything that you said,
who you going with? Kevin Hart?
No, Eddie Murphy.
Look at this guy.
I'm going with Eddie Murphy. I'm trying to add suspense to my answer here.
Okay.
We need a drum roll. I'm going with Eddie Murphy, number one, because he inspired Chris Rock. Raw, the leather outfit, Harlem Nights, even though Chris Rock and CB4, that did a lot. That did a lot. But Harlem Nights and Coming to America and just an entire generation, I feel like Eddie Murphy was responsible for. He inspired the comedians. Kevin Hart, even in his stand-ups now, he's the leather outfits. We saw Martin leather outfit, Eddie Murphy, and all that he's done for hip hop. Yeah, I'm rolling Eddie. Go Eddie. Eddie.
What about working with these rappers too, or being as into when I see Chris Rock, I feel like he's very close to it. Not only influence, but like he's worked alongside these guys, and also he's a huge fan of them.
Has Chris Rock ever put out a single?
What do you mean, like a record?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge.
Eddie Murphy has. Party All the Time. Big record. Rick James.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Eddie. I'm going Eddie.
So you've made your picks. What about any contemporary comedians?
Stop! You trying to walk us?
No, we didn't talk about Dave Chappelle. Hello.
Dave Chappelle. Okay. Dave Chappelle. Yes.
He was trying to walk around Kevin Hart. Man. By the way, salute to Kevin Hart. I just don't believe the influence of Kevin Hart and rap, even current rap. I don't see it. I think Kevin Hart's one of the hardest working comedians. I just don't see it in this discussion.
We were talking about Dave Chappelle.
No, because you know where she was walking us to.
So you have to let her walk us there so we can.
No, she walked us there, seen the look in your eyes, and said, "Let's not get."
Well, I want to deal with Dave Chappelle first because Dave Chappelle is so important to hip hop. With the Chappelle Show, not only the Chappelle Show, but the stand he took. The stand that he took, walking away from the money. When the corporate powers that be are trying to pay you and take full advantage of your shit, and you draw a line in the sand. Dave Chappelle probably should get more credit than I'm used to, because I don't know if Eddie is walking away from 50 million just on the sake of morality. I don't know if that's happening. Now, Block Party, Dave Chappelle made sure to end his show with early Kanye, early Mos Def, early Common Sense, early Talib.
Angie Martinez on the show.
Absolutely.
The racial draft.
Yeah, truth be
told, he touched on a lot of shit that I'm sure FX did not want him to touch on as well. I'm gonna have to roll with Dave.
Yeah, actually, I'm listening more and more now. And by the way, which is credit to him, other than Aaron Magruder, I don't think no one has predicted where hip hop has went at an early time, or at least years ago, more than Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, most of his skits about just rap and culture in general, we're seeing a lot of stuff come to light now.
Dave
It's the same with
Chappelle,
Boondocks.
Dave Chappelle Block Party.
Dave would be my pick, yeah.
Questlove.
He's definitely for the culture.
Yeah. Grew up on Dave. Chappelle show's incredible.
Yeah, I might
did
have
you
to
guys
roll
see the
with
new
Dave.
special? The Netflix special?
Yes.
I forgot the
I saw both.
huge paycheck. The OJ one. The OJ.
Apparently, he also
special's
has like
amazing.
this thing where he incorporates music and comedy, where people come. I'm not too sure. It's not really a tour, but I saw like one of his specials. He was talking about stuff he does now, and people come there and they like listen to a lot of hip hop, and like he does comedy almost in between. So he intimately ties the two, and you can tell he's a huge fan of hip hop. So
Yeah.
you're making me rethink.
I'm changing my answer to Dave Chappelle.
Wait a minute,
Only
so-
I'm sticking with
because
Chris Rock.
Both of you forgot Dave Chappelle until I mentioned it.
No,
and
no,
now
no,
you're
no.
both.
We remember
No,
Dave
we-
Chappelle.
yeah.
It's just that once you start talking it out, you're like,
You're a
wow.
hater. You're a hater. First of
saying
all,
I had the
why
best
don't you
pick
get us
first.
to your Kevin Hart pick?
I'm just saying.
Why don't you get us to your
Hold on,
Kevin
hold on.
Hart pick
I
that you
simply
talked about in the
asked-
office?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Kevin Hart has a
I can't compare him to someone like a Dave Chappelle.
no, not comparable,
right
but
now.
You really
I
like
just
to
wanna-
ride
I just
along.
wanna
He's
hear
up in
your pitch.
culture. He
I
has
just
a
wanna
lot
hear
of
your
close.
pitch.
I don't have a pitch for you guys. There's a name I floated to you.
took a picture with
He's
Meek
close
Mill.
with rappers like
Then you did.
Drake and Meek. Like, look, he does his thing. If you guys don't think he's in this category, that's cool.
She backed off.
One
Why
of
are
the-
you trying to get-
She backed off. She
One of the-
said,
okay, one of
no,
the-
we don't think he's in this
one of the
category.
hardest
I know he's already said that.
And we love Kevin Hart, but
you
I'm
guys
sorry,
feel
Ride
ve-
Along
you guys
it
feel very
didn't do it.
passionately about this. I don't feel that passionately.
Wait, is
about
Ride
it.
Along a Kevin Hart movie? I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart,
Him
I
and
think,
Ice Cube.
Kevin Hart.
I love Kevin Hart.
Can't-
Kevin Hart is, I agree with you. There's nothing bad to say about Kevin Hart. Hardest working man in comedy right this second.
He's put out
However,
Kevin Hart is
Right?
the Drake of comedians, clearly.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Why do you guys think?
Right now. Are you disagreeing?
Has he not done enough?
No. Well, here's
That's
the thing.
actually a really
not,
good analogy.
not because you're great, right, at what you're doing and you're succeeding means you've influenced real culture or you're that close to the culture. You get me?
Okay.
He's great. Like if you see The Wedding Ringer, like some of these movies he's crossing over and it's fine, but when you look at Dave Chappelle and you see like even with his show he was bringing in, as you said, like all these like he has the roots there. Like you could tell he's kind of maybe on the low sneaking some hip hop in, right? Chris Rock, he's working with these hip hop artists. Kevin Hart did do something with some rappers years ago, but it hasn't been recent.
listen, if the topic was what comedian has had the biggest influence on The Rock and Dwayne Johnson, I would go with Kevin Hart.
So
Kevin Hart is
passionate.
my man, but nah. I
If
might
we're
go with Dave here. I might
We're
go with Dave.
comparing comedians to rappers.
Yeah. Yo, by the way, I
Drake.
think the Dave Chappelle, the Diddy making the band skit was probably
Don't try to jump on our
top 3 or
pick.
4 greatest
Don't try to jump on our
skits
pick
of
now.
all time. You guys straight up forgot about him.